Hi, I'm Cram, and this is my submission for uh, SGDQ 2020. I'm playing Star Wars Republic Commando. I'm going to be dubbing over the first section of my current world record run, and yeah, let's get into it now. So Star Wars Republic Commando is a game that largely centers around combat, first-person shooter. There's a big part of it is squad management. So we'll see more about that very soon. I'm going to be starting really quickly here with a little bit of a sequence break. We're going to shoot this clone because he gets in our way and this barrier is supposed to stop us. Wait for some tactic cues and do is just jump over it. Big oversight. Another skip right away after that, jump on this thing, and we can jump out of bounds and walk directly to the end of the level right at the beginning. So we can skip the entire first level with a lot of different um, waiting for voices and audio cues and that kind of stuff. So we can just skip all that and run right to the end. Now I'm going to start explaining. We're going to do something at the right at the beginning of this level. We're going to quick save and quick load the level right as soon as the next level loads. And what that does is there's a bunch of stuff that happens at the beginning of the level. We can skip some of those triggers that happen. For this second level, that's not a big time save. It's just going to do something a little bit later, but we're going to be doing that a lot in this run of double loading levels. We load it once and then we quick save and quick load while the game is still loading the level. Right up here we're going to be introduced to what normally would happen on the first level, but we're going to be introduced to the one of the big mechanics of this game is where these like points where you stand at and then there's this timer that runs down while you stand there. Because they're all timed, we want to skip them as much as possible because they take time. So a big part of the run is just trying to figure out ways to different routes that avoid doing those things because we don't want to do them. They take time. The thing we did at the beginning of the level is the double loading takes effect right here. Normally we have to wait for 4-0, our one squad mate, to finish in text or some voice clip before he can start doing that second kind of timed point there. But if you double load the level, you can get 6 to our other squad mate to do it. So either you or your squad mates can do these points. So part of the routing includes whether you do it or whether your squad mates do it, and there's different tricks that you can do to make it go faster. So that's the other kind of type where you can slice that terminal. And what you saw there happened really quickly, but there's a skip that you can do there that involves something called what we call a bump, where you clip into the geometry of the level slightly, and it will actually try to push you back out, and sometimes it gets confused and pushes you in the wrong direction. In this case, it pushes you up right on top of it, on top of that crate, so you can just jump down to the lower level. And then we also skip another section here. In that case, it's just we jump on the crate and walk over the railing to the next section. So this is the last, coming up as the last level of the first mission, and that involves a couple of tricks. We're going to double load at the beginning, then we hold the walk key, which makes you not walk off ledges, to not rappel down this ledge with the rest of our squad. That does a couple of things. The first thing is we can actually just jump through this window at the beginning, which triggers a bunch of stuff, so it's a bit of a sequence break. We can avoid doing that and immediately go towards the end of the level without having to fight through a bunch of enemies and that kind of stuff. But normally the level end trigger isn't activated, but if we double load the level, it is. And we skip that, and that's the whole first set of missions. Now onto the second set of missions, and there's a bit of a cutscene here at the beginning. We're gonna double load that level also just to save 1 or 2 seconds at most in this level, but I mean, it's not difficult, so we do it anyways. So there's a bit of a cutscene here, and this would be a really good time for some donations. And while that's happening, I guess I could explain a little bit more about this run, or about the game itself. It's an interesting game because there's no like complex movement tech. It's mostly just routing with you and your squad. A lot of times you don't even use a squad, but routing and combat and things like that. Just fighting through enemies quickly. So here we got the sniper, which is probably the best weapon in the game. there's an interesting property of all the weapons in the game when, at least the ones that can zoom in. When you zoom in on a weapon, it actually does more damage than it does when it's not zoomed in. And specifically the sniper rifle, when it's zoomed in, it can one-shot most of the enemies in the game, like no matter where you hit them. So you can just one-shot all these enemies. Normally it would take a headshot to kill them one shot, but you don't have to be as precise this way. So pretty much for any weapon that can be zoomed, whenever we're firing, we're going to be doing it zoomed in.
There's the jamming device, but it's shielded.
This part's the part, there's two different points that we have to kind of, two different time points we have to do. There's we have to blow up that jammer that we just went past. We also have to slice this terminal up here. So part of the kind of routing that we're going to have to do here is we set our squad to go back by the jammer, then we ourselves go up here, do this, slice this terminal. So then as soon as this terminal is done, then the demolition charge point becomes active. So we can set them there, go here, do this, and then as soon as it's done, they'll immediately start doing the demo charge. And now we just have to wait for that to be done. It takes 20 seconds. So we're just going to be fighting off enemies, trying to keep our squad as alive as possible. Your squad actually moves slower when they're damaged or heavily damaged, so we definitely try to keep them alive as much as possible. Now, in this case, my squad actually all dies. That's fine. They'll be fine. They'll come back next level. You can revive them as well, but we're not going to bother because they're all damaged anyways. And for the next couple levels, we won't really need them too much. For some levels, you need them, and it helps a lot to have them with you. Other levels, it's just faster if you just do it ourselves, and then they don't get damaged. And
let's get down to the lower level.
Yeah, because if they're damaged, they go slower on the levels where you do need them. So this next level, we're going to be doing something a little bit interesting. Normally there's two different barricades you have to blow up, setting two different demolition charges. But of course, we're speedrunners. We don't have to sit there for 10 seconds for each barrier. We're just going to get our squad to snipe because there's a bunch of enemies that are going to come out. The first barrier is really easy to get past. You can just jump on this little piece of ledge here, then on top of these crates, and there's some things that stick out that you have to be careful about, but it's not hard. I just messed up because I'm bad. But yeah, the next one is a little bit more difficult because there's a huge invisible wall right across this whole entrance there. But there's an interesting property of movable props in this game where if you quick save while they're moving through the air or while they're moving, you get frozen. So we can throw some very, very precise grenades right at that spot, and then quick save and quick load, and didn't quite get it that time, but try again. If you quick save and quick load, it'll be frozen in like mid-air, and you can actually like jump on it and interact with it. So you'll see here, it's frozen in the air. We can jump on top of it. We can jump through the window here and skip that second barricade. Skipping those two barricades doesn't actually save a ton of time. It's only 10 or 15 seconds at most, I think. I don't know the exact numbers. But it's helpful, and it's not that difficult to do. It's just very precise in the grenade placement. We're going to kill that enemy there that you just saw. That's a Geonosis elite. They have probably, well, I guess I said the sniper was the best, but the weapon that they have is definitely the best weapon in the game. Or at least it has the highest damage per second in the game by quite a lot. So for any really strong enemies, we definitely want to have that. We're not going to be facing any really soon, but we kill him anyways because otherwise he can do a lot of damage to us, actually kill us while we're setting a demolition charge there. Now this level here is it's a very, very long level normally. There's a bunch of different demolition points you have to do, terminals that you have to slice, just a lot of walking as well, a lot of enemies to fight through. We're not going to be doing any of that, so don't have to really worry, just this first one here. Well, and another one later. But the point of this level is you're supposed to just destroy this factory that we're in. But it turns out you don't actually have to destroy the factory, you only have to destroy one specific part of the factory for the level to end. And it just so happens that you start very, very near to the end of the level, but there's this window in the way that's closed. And if only there's some way to open that. Oh, okay, it's open, and we can just run right through it, and there's the last demo charge that we have to we have to blow up, and then as soon as this is done, we can run to the end of the level and skip the rest of it. You don't actually need to do the rest of it. The only point of the rest of the level is just to progress through to get to the end of the level. And that is the second set of missions. The first one is so there's three kind of areas of the game. There's Geonosis, which is where we're on currently. There's a bunch of different missions on there. Then there's the Assault Ship, which is the second set of missions. Then there's a third set of missions, which is Kashyyyk. For this submission, I'm only going to be commenting on the first set of missions, Geonosis, and then I'll just leave the rest of the run playing in the background after that. So there's a few differences between them, but the same mechanics are the same. There's a few different weapons that you can get in the later levels, but they're also very good. So in this level, there's a bunch of different rocks that we're supposed to blow up. You have to wait for voice clips to finish and that kind of stuff, but all of them you can just jump over in specific ways. That one's just super easy. It's not even difficult to do. There's a bunch of Geonosis elites, and we actually really want one of their weapons, because there's an enemy that's coming up that really helps to go through. So we're just trying to hit him once, because he's going to chase us, and there's another one here. We're going to hit him once, headshot, zoomed in, and then a grenade will kill him. But these enemies, they either take a zoomed headshot, and then another just body headshot, or a body shot that's zoomed in to kill them, or 3 body shots that are zoomed in. You basically always want to zoom in, so it's not. I don't really know how it works if you're not zoomed in. So this set of rocks here, there is actually a way to jump over it, but it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more inconsistent. Some people are better at it, but I usually just blow it up because it's 10 seconds, but it's 100% consistent. So this level, we're just basically walking to the end. There's another little rock that we're going to jump over, but that doesn't save much time. I'm starting to explain the next level because it's the most complicated skip in the game. So in the next level, we're supposed to destroy that turret there, but to do it, there's 4 sets of terminals, and there's 2 demolition charges that you have to do to finish the level. But we're going to double load the level, which does a couple of things. First thing is we can skip all the terminals. We don't have to do them. The end of the level is accessible right from the beginning, except for the fact that there's a door in the way. And double loading the level makes that door not open when we blow up the second demolition charge. It normally does, but there's a little trick we can do. Like I was talking about with the barrels earlier, the props that can move are a little bit interesting, and this door normally gets blown up by the explosion, but we can actually move that door ourselves, but not with an explosion. It's actually the broken body parts of those battle droids. If you blow them up in a certain way and they hit the door, they'll actually knock the door down, and you don't even have to do any of the consoles or anything like that. You can just knock the door down directly. Then the only other thing, if you do that, the only thing you actually need to do in this level is do the 2 demolition charges. So you can skip all of the terminals, which saves a lot of time. And of course, we can squad do that while we're knocking the door down. And then after that, it's pretty simple. We're just gonna basically walk to the end of the level. A few enemies, but they're not really dangerous. You see all the droids, they're the easy detonators that we have. They stun them and do tons of damage to them over time, so most of the time we can just throw a grenade and walk past them. They also don't do a ton of damage to us either, so it's not a big deal.
Looks like we've got to shut these windows too.
So we just need to slice this console, and we can jump over the door that's fallen down now, and walk to the end of the level. This is by far my favorite skip in the game. It's just hilarious that you can knock the door down with the body parts of the droids, and nothing else can interact with it. Like bumping into it, explosions, nothing else does it. But it just happens to be that there's little battle droids that are standing right in front of it that happen to knock the door down. Yeah, so now we're just walking. These enemies aren't really dangerous to us. We've left our squad back at the beginning of the level, so they're not following us or anything. Yeah, and that's the end of that level.
Business position. Yes, sir. Delta squad forming up.
This level is pretty straightforward. Mostly going to be walking to the end, so be another time to be good for donations.
Includes a special anti-armor attachment for your DC-17. You're going to need it. Yes! More explosives! You just made my day, advisor. Sir, here comes the supply drop now. Here's the core ship, sir. Are you sure for me?
Maybe there's another one around the corner.
This gunship turret is still functional. We could use it against those droids.
So one thing you'll notice here is I actually have a squad following me, and that's like we don't intend to fight any of these enemies. We don't need them to help fighting. The only reason they're coming with us here is actually so that we can take damage. We want them to die as soon as possible because there's a bunch of voice clips that come later that normally we'd have to wait for. We want if they're incapacitated, then we don't have to wait for them. We'll just skip over that completely and immediately go to the next thing. So there's another rock here that we can jump over. It's normally not that difficult. I seem to struggle with it sometimes. It's really not as hard as it looks right now. It's actually quite easy and very consistent. It's not having a good time.
Hold it together, Delta.
So our squad is starting to die, which is good. The voice clips are coming up. So this is the first instance of one of the main enemies in the game, which is the Force Fighter Droid. And you're going to hear somebody... Oh, I'm actually dead, so you're not going to hear it. There's a... They say there's the bright red spot on the front, which is its weak spot, but actually the really weak spot is that little yellow thing right there. If you hit that, it does 4 or 5 times the normal damage, whereas the little red eye at the front only does 2 times damage. So the game, it tries to give you a helpful hint, but it's not actually that helpful. Well, it is helpful, but it's just a lot better option for you. Yeah, now that we've destroyed that spider droid, we're just waiting for this door to get blown up. So maybe time for one quick donation.
Affirmative, Delta. Hold position. We're bringing in some air support now. Delta Lead, revive your
Delta
squad.
Squad, this is Gunship Wing Delta 4-2. We're closing in on your position now. Stand back from the entryway.
Great. So one thing I didn't mention earlier is you might have noticed that when I was coming into this area, I picked up a weapon, and then also I went into a turret and then quickly exited it.
Thanks for the assist, 4-2.
Those turrets, what they do is they actually give you invulnerability to like blaster weapons while you're in the turret, but because of the way that they programmed it, there's like a timer where if you exit the turret within that certain amount of time, you'll have that invulnerability for the rest of the level. So right now, like none of these things can actually hit us. Only like explosion type weapons can hurt us, and there really isn't that many in this level. Also, you normally have to slice that terminal to make this bridge slowly move over, but you can just run over there on the side. So you can just skip that whole section there. So this is the last set of missions on the first, or the last mission on the first set of missions, Geonosis. We're supposed to be destroying this, or going to this core ship, stealing launch codes, and then destroying the core ship. There's going to be a bit of a cutscene here, so another time for a couple donations would be good. Maybe,
now that you're on board
yeah.
the core ship, your mission is twofold. Your primary objective is to download the launch codes from the ship's bridge. With the codes, we can halt the evacuation of the droid army. Your secondary objective is to permanently disable this core ship. En route to the bridge, each member of Delta Squad will sabotage critical systems throughout the ship. This elevator should take you to the super battle droid storage racks. Navigate through the racks to the control room and disable its systems. Once you've disabled the droid loader, rendezvous with your squad and make your way to the bridge. We're counting on you, 3-8. Good luck. Advisor out.
Alone against all these droids.
This level here is mostly just walking to the end. We're going to be going through a few different areas. There's one thing I'll point out partway through, but you can wait till the donation still.
Checking in. I've just about reached my target. No droids so far. 4-0 reporting. Running into a little droid trouble. 07 here. I've infiltrated the repulsor lift control room.
Alright, so one thing you might notice when I'm at all these timed points, often what I'll do is I'll crouch and I'll also kind of start it off to the side, and what it does is it makes the enemy's AI confused, and they'll try shooting for where you were when you started to do it instead of where you are while you're at that point. And there's a turret here and there's also a Geonosis and Elite, and they just completely miss you because they think you're somewhere where you're not. It's for most places it doesn't help that much. Like it can help you avoid a little bit of damage, but most of the time you'll still get hit a lot. But for certain points in the game, like that one specifically, you'll take no damage at all from any of the enemies there. If you go to the left, crouch, and slice the terminal from there, it's like 100% consistent and it's really funny to do. Most of the time you're just shifting your hitbox and shrinking your hitbox a little bit so that you get hit less, but it's not going to save your skin necessarily in every case. So we're just slicing this terminal and then running to the critical level here. There'll be another demo charge that we have to do, but you can read all the locations.
I think I hit a nerve. All right, squad. Secondary objectives complete. Rendezvous on sub-level 1157.
You got it, boss. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
We really did a number on this ship.
All these super battle droids are supposed to be shut down, but one or two of them are awake, so there'll be one or two of them shooting at us here, but at most they might take a little bit of health from us, so we're not really short on health here.
Heads up, Deltas. We've put
So
quite a dent in the ship,
there's
and
not
they
really
don't
any
like it.
point not to just
Just keep
avoid
them at
fighting
bay
and
for now. No
just
heroics. Once we're all back
try to
together,
avoid the
we'll
little
get
bit of damage
ourselves
that
to
we
the
can by
bridge, and then we're off this
crouching
piece
and
for
shifting
good.
her box a little bit.
You got it, boss. Copy that.
And now this is the end of the level, and we're on to the second last level where we're going to reunite with our squad and make our way up to the end of the level. Now we're not actually going to use our squad here. We're just kind of hoping that they survive with a bunch of health. Yeah, it's we don't really need them, and they can sometimes take extra damage if they come with you. And there's a trigger at the end of the level that requires the squad to be there unless they're a certain distance away. So it's usually better if they're just to stay away so they can deal with their pathfinding and all that kind of stuff to be consistent. I believe in this run they don't do very good at that job of staying alive, but that's kind of what you hope for. Because in the next level we definitely do need them, and it's pretty painful if they're running behind you all the time, but it's not too bad still. But just behind us there's this thing called a droid dispenser, which just spawns in a bunch of droids. There's a whole bunch of battle droids following us for the rest of the level. Most of them we don't actually need to do anything with. They're just kind of annoying. Battle droids aren't that damaging. So here we're going to actually wait a second before shooting at this Geonosis just to bring them a little closer. So we have this far click weapon with red light. So we have enough ammo because there's another droid, spider droid coming up. Just have to slice the terminal, and there's a bunch of enemies here, but we don't need to worry about any of them. They don't need to do anything except for that one spider droid. That Geonosis elite that we just killed though, he can be pretty annoying sometimes, so kill him, take his weapon, and use it to take out this spider droid very, very quickly. Normally these are like probably the second hardest enemy in the game, but they're really easy. You have a beam weapon and just go behind it. If you don't have a beam weapon, it's a little bit more tricky. Usually the best bet is just to use your normal blaster and zoom fire it from behind like that. It takes a fair bit longer, but it's not bad. Here we just have to kill all these droids, and we're getting more ammo very soon, so we don't have to worry. We just use our grenade launcher ammo. It's not a big deal. So this is the last level of the first set of missions. We are going to be mostly just walking for the first bit, fighting through a few enemies to give time for one or two donations really quick.
Let's form up.
Forming up, boss.
Another thing to mention is this run is actually very consistent, like, because it's segmented into these individual levels. Like, it's rare to be on a run that's down by more than a few minutes. The levels themselves, none of them have any tricks that are like incredibly dangerous if you don't get. The worst that's going to happen is you have to restart a level, and none of the levels take more than a few minutes. So the estimate that I have, which I think is 155, the world record right now, which is this run, is 142, and 155 is a very generous estimate here. It's incredibly consistent. Yeah, the worst that happens is you restart a level and lose 3-4 minutes at most. And there's not a lot of tricks that require you to restart the level. Most of them are at most you'll have to load a quick save, which you can do in this game. Quick save, quick load. Yeah, it's a big part of the game. So here we need to slice this terminal for just a whole minute. What you can do is you can actually go to that terminal and start slicing because your squad's a little bit slow, but I'm just going to do it. It's a little bit easier just to get them to do it. There's just turrets that are out there that are a bit annoying if you don't get them quickly, you can hurt your squad pretty bad, but they're not too bad for you. Now we just have to wait for that terminal to be done and hold the enemies at bay, which is really easy for the AC detonators because they stun all the enemies. That's not really what you do. Another thing you'll notice, we can actually assign squad members to different points and they'll use different weapons. So here they're at sniping points, they'll sit there, they'll use their sniper rifle just to hit the enemies. There's not a lot of times in the game where we do that, because most of the times we use our squad specifically for doing the slicing terminals or demo points. Less so for fighting. There's a few places where we do it. Here's one of them. They're just nice to distract the enemies while we pick them off with our heavier weapons. But there's a few places later on that'll come into play a little bit more strongly. It's a little bit more important to do. Now we just walk to the end of the level and we just wait for the end of the level to happen. They're going to talk about standing back. No, this explosion doesn't damage you at all. Now I'm trying to damage my enemy because there's a few voice clips here. I learned afterwards, just because I had forgotten, that it doesn't actually matter whether you do or not. It'll end at the same point. Alright, well that's the first set of missions in Star Wars Republic Commando. I hope you enjoyed and that you consider this run for SGDQ. I have a lot of fun playing this game, and I think it's definitely a classic Star Wars game, and has not been at GDQ before, so I'm excited to see what happens. Thank you very much.
Your primary objective is to retrieve the flight recorder data from the aft data core, then rendezvous with the squad for exfil. As squad leader, you may also be called upon to assist your squad mates with their orders. 07 is tasked with retrieving the sensor logs from the starboard data core. Delta 40 will hit the port call for the manifests and...
Deltas, I've lost contact with command. Can any of you get through?
No signal here, sir. 7 out.
It's all white noise on my end, boss. 6-2 out.
That's a negative, squad leader. 4-0 out.
What do you think happened to him?
That's not important. Right, sir?
Right, 40. If the advisor can re-establish comms, he will. In the meantime, we've got some data to retrieve. Move out, Delta. Minox in the torpedo bay. Our ship thieves could stand to learn something about Republic discipline. Deltas, report in. Any signs of life?
7 here. I've got nothing.
This is Delta 4-0. No life signs yet.
6-2 reporting. Nothing but Minox, sir. It's disgraceful.
If vermin keep eating through the power conduits, this ship won't be worth its weight in scrap.
This is 6-2. I'm getting some interference on my visor. Wait, now it's gone. Strange. 6-2 again. I'm getting that static again. Stronger this time. I can hardly see. Wait, what the...
6-2. Delta 6-2, can you hear me? Report.
Get off me, you throwing bag of bolts!
6-2. Deltas, I've lost 6-2. Are either of you close enough to monitor his status? Report.
Negative, sir.
No deltas on my scope either, sir.
Hey, you're a commando. Thank goodness.
What happened here?
I'm not sure. I was scanning the maintenance corridors when I heard blaster fire. By the time I got to where the noise was, everyone was dead.
So you came to the torpedo bay to hide?
No, sir. I was trying to launch a torpedo and alert the Republic. But you're here now, so no need for that, eh?
Look
Thanks
out!
for the rescue.
waste of good genes. Those things tried to drill my head. Deltas, I think I just found out what happened to 6-2. Some kind of scavenger droid. Keep your eyes out for static. Fixer, keep scanning for 6-2. I don't want to become a three-man squad.
Go, go, go.
Way to go, little guy. We've got some trooper casualties here, Deltas. From the looks of things, there's something worse than droids on this ship. Whoever stole the ship has done some redecorating, Deltas. The aft data core access hall is blocked by debris.
Hope you feel like a good crawl, sir. The only way around that area is through the droid access conduits.
Lovely.
You might have to slice your way in.
Just have to override the access restrictions. More droids for the scrap heap. Got it.
The conduit should emerge somewhere near the starboard data core. Right by me.
Okay, stay put. We'll rendezvous at the core.
There you are, sir. We're close enough to monitor each other's status.
What's your position, 7?
I'm in the starboard data core. Should be a viewport near you.
Ah, there you are.
Give me a minute and I'll join you. Just have to slice this core for the sensor logs. That did it. Now, hold on. Got some static here.
Seb, can you read me? Come in, Seb. Blast. 40-6-2. Come in. Be on the lookout for armed hostiles. I think we've got Trandoshans. They've taken down 7. Delta Squad, come in.
You're 3 40. Keep an eye out. Need you at the ground. Point.
Guns? I didn't think anyone used projectile weapons anymore.
Fall back! Yes, sir.
Delta, they're using mines, remember. Only motion sets them off. We'll need to crouch underneath their sensor cones to advance close enough to disarm them. Just a quick slice. I wish Fixer were here. This is his specialty. Good. It looks like we have records of everything that's happened since the ship went offline. Sensor logs retrieved. Here's something odd. A data file, but it's not a Republic code. Better bring this back to command. This should connect with the aft data core access hall. Where do you think you're going? That's right. Run! Second set of turrets isn't active. I'll bet I can use them to cover my back. Excellent work, Trooper. Keep this area secure. It's too bad only commandos get back to processing and plants. I could use the help. It's working. Barely. I hope this flight recorder data gives us a clue as to how these stupid lizards took over a Republic assault ship. Deltas, if you can read me, I'm headed for the rendezvous point. Deltas. I'm in the starboard landing gear section. Rendezvous at the designated coordinates.
Copy that, boss. Heading there now.
What a mess. This place is crawling with Trandoshans.
Tell me about it.
Looks like the lizards have been busy. Time to make a little mess of my own. Damn, I better watch it. More explosive barrels. More of those scam improvised explosive devices. Bloody droids.
Delta boss, this is 4-0.
I hope Scorch made it to the port data core. No activity. Keep your eyes open. Ambush! Be advised, the Trandos are lying in wait. Watch for ambushes.
Looks like they're slavers.
Trandoshan proximity mine. Nasty. Blast.
What's that, sir? I didn't copy.
Just some interference on the comlink. I wish they'd stop doing that. Another barricade? These lizards are starting to get on my nerves.
Fall back! Yes, sir.
What in death's name is that?
Look out! We need reinforcements! Commando, we still could use your help, sir. Die, you cold-blooded...
I'm approaching the rendezvous point.
I read you, sir.
Blast. I really hate those scabs. What just blew up?
Delta 4-0 at rendezvous point. Look out behind you! That looks like a battle droid dispenser. The junction door controls are jammed. Running a bypass now. Sir, hold your position. Hold them off for a few more seconds. Almost there. Bypass complete. Door opening. Sir, I got you. Heavy damage all over the ship. Down the lead. Nice strike.
This is a restricted area.
Automated turrets have been activated, but that Trando damaged the controls. We can't turn them off.
Seven should be just beyond this door. We've got to hurry. Prepare for heavy resistance. Find
thought they
Delta
could get the
6-2.
ship's update out of me. Move!
Heads up, more slavers.
The Trendos know we're coming for 6-2. Prepare for heavy resistance.
Systems online.
Ambush! Ambush! Delta Squad, take
According to
cover!
the schematics, this door leads to the detention control room.
This is a restricted area. Automated security systems online.
Let's go in quietly. They must be keeping 6-2 in one of the cells. Find the controls to the detention block.
I've located a cell. Cell number 2187. Down the hall to the right.
Delta 6-2 has been located.
Did I miss anything important?
No. Did you get the data?
Yeah, they searched me, but I hid the data pretty well.
Where exactly?
You don't want to know.
Roger that. Deltas, move out.
Hostile just blew the barricade. Watch out for enemy reinforcements.
We're headed up to the top, squad. Be prepared for anything. Let's form up.
Slavers!
Forming up, sir.
They're all over the place.
Look out, droid.
Kill. Sir, nice shot. Takedown, sir.
This is a restricted area. Automated security systems online.
Turrets.
Let's go in quietly.
6-2, combat ready.
Initiate door breach, Commando. Belay that breach, Commando.
I can't figure out what you're doing, 3-8. Brando Mark, taken out.
This is a restricted area. Automated security systems online.
You know what that means. More turrets.
Let's go in quietly.
Slavers! Look out!
Ready for combat.
Another battle droid dispenser. Where are the Trandoshans getting all this? This is the door to the bridge. Expect a large welcoming party.
Oh, I'm really going to rack up the kills.
I might get him first.
Just don't get so caught up in counting that you forget to cover me.
Anyone see that jammer?
Check up there by that platform.
Signal jammer located.
Droid reinforcements. Incoming.
On your 6, 3-8. Reloading.
Fire in the hole.
Objective accomplished.
Secure that thing.
Hold on, boss. Why won't these guys quit?
This is Delta 3-8. We've reached the bridge and shut down the signal jamming device. Do you read?
Loud and clear, 3-8. I'm patching into the ship's systems to determine her status. 38. I'm reading a slaver ship in Hangar A. Have you run into any Trandoshans?
Did you hear that?
Sounds
Lots
like
of them, and they've
a
been
door
throwing
breach.
battle droids at us.
The Trandoshans have been more concerned with the climbs. Trandoshan mercenaries. They've got military training and the hardware to match. Don't take them lightly.
Be selling clinkers to slavers.
This ship has enormous stores of data about the Trandoshans.
I noticed. It's been recording everything that happens on
I'll
board.
be able to manipulate some of the ship's functions from here. The Republic could spend months analyzing this data.
And the Wookiees could use it to get an edge on the slavers.
Yeah! Wookiee life debts for everyone.
We've got to get this ship back to Coruscant in one piece.
Get clear!
Delta 3-8, I've been analyzing ship communication logs. The Trandoshans have arranged a rendezvous with the Separatists at this location.
They're gonna hand over the ship?
I'm contacting the Republic for assistance. In the meantime, get down to the hangar and take it.
What the?
Look out!
Ambush!
Delta Squad forming up.
Forming up, boss. Trendo neutralized. With prejudice. On my way.
He trapped the elevator. We're stuck in the detention area.
On position, Delta. Reviewing ship schematics.
So let me get this straight. The Trendos have stolen this ship.
Somebody watch our
Give
six.
it to Separatists.
There's a damaged
To
circuit in
buy
your area.
battle
Get
drones?
over there and fix it.
Sir, I'm detecting a transmission
My scans show most of the remaining Trandoshans are in the detention area. Don't get distracted.
Part of the detention block.
Maybe it's the heat.
I'll give him heat.
Delta 3-8, the detention area has an automated lockdown system.
Well, it doesn't work.
I'm reading damage on several circuits. Find and fix those circuits, then lockdown will kick in automatically.
That's a start. Let's look for more circuit, squad. Let's move on. Let's crack that terminal, Delta. Pack it up, Delta. Commence slicing protocols, Delta.
Yes, squad leader.
Initiate vector procedures, Delta.
Yes, sir. On my way.
3, 2, 1.
Almost there. One more circuit to go.
Initiate vector procedures, Delta.
Acknowledged. Retrieving back.
Squad, poison gas. Secure helmets.
Oh, that was useful. But now we're locked in here.
That clone trooper signature is coming from a position below you.
Look for a grating nearby and plant a bomb there.
Moving to cover.
Take cover, Deltas.
Good work, Delta.
Hold that position.
Where are we?
Changing visor mode.
Let's form up.
Get out of there, squad. The Trandoshan dropship is nearby.
Scavengers. Good
Is
shot.
that what those scavengers are for?
Look out, they're everywhere.
How do we get these turrets firing?
There's gotta be a control panel nearby.
Delta Squad forming up.
Delta 3-8, be advised. I've got a Separatist battleship on long-range sensors.
Let's form up.
Watch
Get a hold of that
They've got
concussion rifle.
rifles.
More of those blasted turrets. That ship's got heavy shielding. We'll need more firepower to take it out.
You'll need to control those rocket turrets to get through the shielding.
Proximity mine.
Ignore that command.
You need a timeout, sir? Watch that detonator. On your six,
Delta
3-8.
3-8, all remaining Trandoshans are converging on your position.
Up there. Grenadier in the catwalk. The dropship's clamming up.
Squad, get on those turrets and take her down.
Yep, that's a wrap. This assault ship is clean.
Stop limping around and get some Vector, soldier.
Yes, sir. On my way. Riddance to bad lizards.
Delta, the Separatists could be here any minute.
I think it. I see it. A Trade Federation battleship.
Yeah, not even you can see into hyperspace, Sev.
No, it's on the edge of the system. Take a look.
Stop limping around and get some Vector, soldier.
Yes, sir.
Oh, blast.
On my way.
This will be a challenge.
I'm sending out a distress signal. We can't wait for help from Coruscant.
Advance to the next hangar and set up a defense. Move!
I'm opening up access to the maintenance tunnels. Calling any Republic ships near the Corbantis system. This is an emergency. Any Republic forces near the Corbantis system, respond immediately.
I think we're on our own.
This is Captain Talbot of the RAS cruiser Restore. Who am I speaking to?
This is Delta Squadron Advisor 01/425. Separatist forces are attempting to capture our droid dispensers will be setting down in seconds.
Understood.
We can lay some
Hope it's on the way.
traps.
I'm sending
Clear
you
up a few
coordinates.
sidelines.
They could land anywhere. Let's spread the pain around. Secure that position.
Dispenser is down. Droids are deploying.
Blast. There's another one bringing up the rear.
I've discovered a vulnerability in the hangar force field. The regulator on the left side of the hangar controls the power flow. Disable it with a demolition charge and you'll seal off the hangar for good.
Put a demo charge on that regulator.
Setting charge. Can I have some cover here? Priming? Explosives? Charge is hot.
Fire in the hole.
Done. Force field. Seriously messed up, sir.
This hangar is sealed. Let's move on to the next one.
Go, go.
Hold that position.
Yes, sir.
You're coming up on the next hangar. Scans reveal one droid dispenser already
Got a
deployed.
straggler. He's running for help.
No escape, Scaly.
We've got to get down to that force field regulator.
The faster you can disable it, the fewer droids you'll have to deal with.
Blast, there's already another one on the way.
Take cover, Delta. That's 2 for 2, squad. Let's move on to the last hangar.
Droids from the next hangar are entering the area. Finish up and get out of there, 38.
Go!
Delta squad
Be
forming up.
advised, Delta. The droids are fully deployed in the final hangar, and they're spreading throughout the ship.
This could get ugly.
I'm scanning system logs for any leftover ordnance you can bring into service.
Damn, they call them SGDs. Hold on. Droidicus. They haven't spotted us.
I'll be back. Let's get ready.
They're coming back. Position, sir?
Secure that position.
Cover here is bloody awful.
Delta Lead, do not engage those dispensers directly.
No heroics. Everyone stick to cover.
Delta 3-8, take up defensive positions at the rear of the hangar. Deltas, I found some ordnance, but I can't override the lift control. There should be a terminal nearby. Get a slicer on it to bring up the lift. Lift is en route. Hold position until it arrives.
Fire in the hole.
Hold on, boss.
Could use some vector, Delta.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Commander needs assistance, Delta.
Retrieving back up.
Ordnance is on its way. Hop on board and wrap things up, 3-8.
That's it. Assault ship is secure.
Keep coming. Moving to cover.
Enemy in full retreat.
That's right. Run.
Retreating? That's not very droid-like. They're scuttling us. This situation is getting seriously out of
Where's
hand.
that cruiser?
We can't wait for Talbot. We'll have to fight back. Squad, move to the rear of the hangar and get on that lift. Hang on, I'm lowering the lift.
I'm out. Reloading.
Go down that maintenance tunnel. It leads...
Go, go.
This may not work, but it's our only shot. This tunnel leads to one of the ship's turbo lasers.
Why don't we just fly out of here?
Engines offline.
Figures.
Delta squad forming up.
Forming up.
Good shot.
Let's form up.
Warning up, sir.
Shield
Evaluate.
Gunnery Station 12B. I logged a few hours here, back in the day.
You'll have to slice all 3 terminals. That will focus all the ship turrets onto the largest enemy target.
Unmanned gunnery against a battle cruiser?
We can give him a black eye at least.
We'll make them regret the day they blew up Delta Squad.
hull integrity compromised.
Sir, another assault ship in view.
This is Captain Delta. We're moving into position. What's wrong with your guns, Delta?
We're working on the problem now.
Hull integrity at 75%.
Guns online. Opening fire.
Hold your position, squad. This won't take long.
They're just lining up to die.
Dev, don't you ever get tired of this?
Enemy shields buckling. They're finished.
On your 638.
Power integrity at 25%.
What's going on?
It's the battleship. Their droid control systems are down.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Thanks for the assistance, Captain.
Glad to be of service, Delta Squad.
No one steals a ship from the Republic while we're around. On your 6 boss. Go 7 reload.
Thanks to the data you... The Trandoshan camp is a few hundred meters to the south. There's no intelligence on the security tech you can expect to find there, so proceed with caution.
Here's hoping
Got
they'll
lizards,
surrender.
Stow it, Sue. Slaver camp located.
Keep them off that
Looks
door.
more like a fortress.
Delta Squad, I'm reading multiple signatures converging on your location.
There's no other way. Stay ready, Delta Squad.
Damn, there goes our escape route.
They're on the catwalks.
We're outgunned. Go for the door.
No go, boss. It's a trap.
Advisor, we're in deep here.
Hold your rations, Delta. There's a maintenance access hatch nearby. Find
I
it
found
and
the
blow
hatch.
your way in.
If that isn't a red carpet.
Where's it lead?
Well, who cares as long as it's not here?
Accessing. It leads to a landing bay. Blow it up and get out of there.
Fire in the hole. Advisor, we've reached the landing pad. I'm sending you exfil coordinates now.
Excellent. Secure the landing pad and proceed into the camp.
What? I didn't do it. Elimination. Eliminated.
This wall looks pretty flimsy. Let's
You'll
knock
need
it
to
down.
get to the main section of the camp from here.
The door's blocked.
3-8, those walls are full of structural weaknesses. See if you can find one and blow through it.
Not exactly skilled craftsmen, are they?
Squad, go
They're on the catwalks.
Leader, the Trandos are keeping the Wookiees in the structure with the S-10. We're reading an unidentified ship coming in for a landing. Get to the top of that tower. Get a visual. Unidentified ship is directly above you now. Delta lead, get me a visual
Okay,
on that ship.
let's neutralize this barrier. Watch that blaster fire. Get clear. Advisor on trans.
Lead, that's the detention facility. Turtle must be in there. Grievous' ship is warming up, Delta.
I didn't
Get
do
back
it.
to that landing
Kill
pad
that spotlight.
ASAP. Advise you to take a shortcut through the Trandoshan nest. Hurry, before it's too late.
Scaly in the tower.
We got our nest here.
String them along and we'll mop them up.
Slice that security door, Deltas.
Flavors. Sounds like a Wookiee's giving him trouble on
Delta 40's been hit.
Trando scum.
Delta Squad, new orders. You are to verify that Grievous is indeed on Kashyyyk. Highest priority. Can you see him near that ship? Find a window or viewport. We need verification.
Where are they taking him?
Grievous must want him for questioning.
We've got a visual on a landing pad.
Positive ID on General Grievous.
We're being spotted. Get down there. Move!
What the galaxy was that?
Eliminate target. Eliminate target.
Well done, Deltas. Interesting. This camp is just the beginning. There's a lot more going on here than we knew. I'm processing our current Grievous dossier. Lots of data. Your recon and surveillance has been invaluable, Deltas. Command appreciates this.
Moving to cover.
Secure that area.
Roger that. Something must have spooked those crits.
It's a Trandoshan patrol.
Take him out.
Looks like a textbook perimeter defense of a Trando camp.
Yeah, either that or the Wookiees have taken a
Grenade!
landscape.
Take cover! Sir, the Trandos have set up a camp here.
Understood. Continue your recon.
It's a slaver rush.
Drop him!
Berserkers! They're coming through their own minefield! Are they stupid? Or crazy?
Trenches. Trandoshans have really dug in here. Not good. Droids. What are they doing here?
Look out, it's a missile turret.
Sir, we've eliminated the Trandos' perimeter defenses.
Good work, Deltas. Proceed inside and ascertain the nature of the camp.
Fire in the hole. It looks like a Trando compound. They've got droids going.
Continue your recon of the compound.
This place is lousy with droids.
Perfect throw, sir.
Took a flash here.
It's a Trando dropship.
Scans indicate more hostiles
They're
on your
bringing in
vector.
reinforcements.
Prepare yourselves for hard contact.
Destroy that landing pad. Fire in the hole.
Delta Squad, proceed to the lower level of the base.
Oh, look. The base has another.
There must be another landing pad in the base. Put the base out of commission once and for all. We'll provide air support as soon as possible.
You heard him. Annihilate this base.
Looks like we've got our hands full.
He's slower than a goat tree sloth.
Sir, maybe we can drop that crate on the spider droid.
Good idea, Fixer. Find the controls to that crane.
Crane interface over near those supply droid dispensers. Kill them all!
There's a ride.
Deltas, let's get out of here.
We're not going far, Delta. The Separatists are planting their flag in Kashyyyk, and it's up to us to yank it out.
Secure that position.
Roger that. The Separatists have touched down and are starting to deploy. Your squad must reach the weakest point on this bridge, a narrow span in the center, and destroy it. That will sever the link between Separatist and Wookiee territory. Move fast. If the Separatists reach the
Seal the
span
cargo
first,
bulkheads.
they'll
Can
make
we
your
open
job
these
a
up?
lot harder.
Roger.
They're
The
sealed to
Wookiees are
slow
spread
the enemy
thin.
down.
They'll help us
Find a
wherever
side
they
route
can.
around each bulkhead. If we block access to the main routes, we can force the Separatists to engage us where we are more prepared for them.
We've got a breach here.
Looks like the Wookiees need to work on their welding
Lead,
skills.
recommend you put a couple of... This is a schematic of the Geonosis bridge, Delta. It connects the lower city to the main citadel. The bridge itself is joined in the middle by a small center span. It acts as a linchpin between the two halves. Separatist advance parties have already reached this side of the bridge and are attempting to clear a path for the main invasion force. Once you've reached the center span, you will place a demo charge at this point. It's an expansion joint between the two sections. Destroy this bridge and stop the Separatists in their tracks. Good luck, Delta.
Let's form up.
Delta Force, secure the market concourse.
Now's my chance to pick up those bandoliers I've always wanted.
Nice one, boss. Grenadiers on the upper level.
I need suppressing fire on those grenadiers.
Behind you. Set. Ready to fire.
Delta Lead, Trandoshans have breached the concourse.
I never would have guessed.
Seal that hole, squad. Good job, Delta. The market concourse is secure. Move on to the loading dock.
Secure that area.
Roger that. Don't move. There's something here.
Set visor mode to night vision, Delta. Full spectrum enhancement.
Yeah, I bet they don't know we can see in the dark.
It looks like the Trandoshans arrived earlier than we expected. They've had a chance to dig in.
On your toes, Deltas. Let's ambush their ambush. Look for a weak spot to blast our way through. Get a demo charge ready.
If the Separatists reach the center span before you do, the city will be lost. Step on it, Delta. We need to hold that span or it's going to be a nightmare for the infantry. This is it, Deltas. This is your objective. If we can stop the Separatists here, we can hold Geonosis. You'll need to place a charge on the center joint of the span. And squad, advise you evacuate the span before activating that charge.
Droids. We must be getting closer to the heart of the Sith Force.
Status 3A.
Heavy droid resistance. Nothing we can't handle. Commence demolitions maneuver, Delta.
Can I have some cover here?
Hold it together, Delta.
Metal vermin, poison capped.
Delta, watch that turret. Get a demo charge ready. Let's see if we can bring this thing down. Initiate radical restructuring, Commando.
I'm on it.
Discontinue demo, Delta.
Affirmative. Canceling demolition.
Fire in the hole. Misfire. Misfire. Who packed that charge?
You're gonna have to find another way to bring down that bridge. Have any more ordnance?
Nothing with enough punch. Sorry, boss.
Never mind. There's a fuel line running along the underside of the bridge. A well-placed rocket might set it off. Hold on while I locate the best firing position.
Under 6,
Okay,
boss.
Delta. Try that window to the upper right of the bulkhead door.
You, Vector. Now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Got it, sir.
Feeling much better now.
4-0 at 100%. Hold up, squad. I'm getting a read on something big headed this way.
Hope it's not a spider droid. Target area in view.
Guess what? It's a spider droid.
Incoming. Eliminate target.
One more down.
4 down. Someone help. That Delta needs a revive. Now.
There should be a rocket launcher in that area. See if you can find it.
Secure that position. Secure that
All right,
position.
squad. Now that we've blown the center span and stopped the forward progress of the Separatists, we need to finish the job. We'll likely encounter heavy resistance, since the Separatists have had time to occupy this area of the bridge. Advance forward to the hangar, and keep an eye out for pockets of Wookiee resistance. They'll need your help.
Too quiet. Watch your back.
3-8, your forward progress appears to be blocked. You'll have to look for an alternate route. Schematics show a maintenance shaft in the back
Looks
corner.
like a dead end.
We need to clear those crates.
I'm picking up signals. Looks like an ambush.
Stand back, Delta.
Delta, you're in the maintenance area in the lower levels of the bridge. In order to access the next sector, you'll need to make your way back to the upper level.
Detecting motion. Rifles up.
Mercs, they're in the vents.
Here they come again. They're everywhere.
Reloading.
Work.
Let's take them down from here, Delta.
Moving your mark. Delta 40's out.
Secure that position.
Roger that. Grenadiers!
We need to take them out. Keep leaving squad Tarple is just up ahead.
Sector 3 is just ahead, Delta. Expect heavy resistance.
Belay that order.
You need a timeout, sir?
Behind you.
I'm picking up signals. Looks like an ambush. ambush.
It's Tarple. Looks like he doesn't need our help.
You still need to get him out of there. See if you can find a way up
Mercenaries
to
are
his
dropping
level.
in from the skylight. Evaluate sector.
6-2 has been hit.
Deltas, take cover.
Detected targets. Depth to these enemies. Move.
Evaluate sector.
Yes, sir.
Tarple indicates that separatists have overrun the ammo dumps on the nearby loading docks. We need to liberate that ammo if they're going to have any
Droid
chance of beating
dispensers.
back the separatists.
They're
You better
dropping
look
in
for
from the
cover.
sky.
The first loading dock is just ahead. It's imperative that you secure those munitions.
Ammo crates, we need that ordnance.
Delta lead, I'm reading separatist demo locks on those ammo crates. You'll need to slice those locks to secure the ammo.
Stand back, Deltas.
The second loading dock is just ahead. I'm reading active charges. Looks like the droids have rigged those ammo crates to explode. You'll have to secure the area and slice those charges before they go off. Droid dispensers are landing in your area.
They're trying to hold them off with these turrets.
Scans indicate that Tarple's troops are on the loading dock just past this pumping station. Proceed with caution.
Bottom floor is all closed off. Need to get up to that catwalk.
I'm picking up signals. Looks like an ambush.
We need sniper cover.
Tarple is too important to lose. Find a way to get him out of there.
Looks like there's a control panel at the end of the catwalk. We need to get over there and close the blast doors on these windows.
Get back in there! We need Tarple alive!
casualties, sir. Lots of small arms damage. Sorry, fellas. We got here as fast as we could.
Delta, Remus's guards are headed your way. Get Tarful out of there. Personal guard. Delta. Delta, a separatist ship has just touched down on the top of this tree. Get up there and destroy it. Tarful and his men are on the way to the war room. They'll provide intel and tactical support from there. He's left behind one Wookiee guide to help you.
4-0 covering sector.
So much for a guide.
Cut the chatter, 6-2.
The separatist presence is very heavy in the main citadel, but there are a number of Wookiee resistance fighters in the area. Take extra care with ordnance. Wookiees don't take kindly to friendly fire.
Who can blame them?
Hostile eliminated. What's he on about?
Ouch. That had to hurt.
How'd they get that spider droid in here?
Must have shipped it in unassembled. Sir, those tanks might make good weapons positions when they blow. It was a pleasure.
Let's form up.
Forming up, sir.
Okay. You tell him to retreat, Fixer.
Negative on that.
Delta Squad forming up.
Got your back, 3-8.
Delta Squad, clear that promenade.
Promenade, sir?
Shut it, 6-2. Another spider droid.
This kind of armament is way beyond the scavengers around here. Doesn't make sense.
I see a lot of stuff doesn't make sense.
Copy that.
Tarful is requesting reinforcements. Some of his Wookiees are pinned down in a ship's hangar straight ahead. Provide support as needed, Delta Squad.
What was that? Acknowledge.
Wookiees are trapped on the other side of this door. You know the drill. Get in there and take out the enemy. Secure the room and give the Wookiees cover to escape.
That's right. Let the
Badly
expert
wounded.
handle it.
You'll need to blow those droid dispensers before they can escape.
Deltas, give me an explosive
Nicely
solution.
done as always, Deltas. The main door appears to be damaged, 3-8. You'll have to use the service branch. Effect rapid entry into the service branch by detonating one of the large fuel tanks. The one on the right scans as empty. That's your best bet.
Tank destroyed. Stop limping around and get some Vector, soldier.
Got it, sir.
You'll have to make your way through the nursery facilities of the Citadel.
Oh. Is that where they keep the baby Wookiees?
Negative. Baby worship trees. This is the Wookiees' garden.
Well, the garden's got a pest problem. Trandoshans.
You would prefer baby Wookiees?
Not really. Too cute.
Sounds like they're trying to get through the door.
We could drop a grenade right into the middle of their party, sir. The Separatist cruiser has hooked into the tree's power grid. It's drawing too much power for the defense turrets to come online. Tarfel has informed us that there are some backup power generators in this service branch.
Uh-oh. He's a big one.
Try and draw him back into the other room. There's some good anti-armor positions in there.
Trandoshans aren't a species known for their patience.
The Separatists have them locked down, so you'll have to slice in to activate them.
There's the first backup generator.
Slice into its controls and power it up. The lights just came on. Confirmed. Alpha generator online.
Does anyone else find this planet a little strange?
Lights up, sir. Beta generator online.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a power generator in the middle of a tree.
Go. Return to the main corridor, Delta.
Registering noise.
Tarfel's forces have engaged the enemy in a hangar up ahead. Proceed to the hangar and clear the way for them. Another hangar?
What can you say? Wookiees like hangars.
Hurry, Deltas. Those Wookiees need our help.
Or maybe maybe not.
Those hairy freaks sure can fight.
Uh-oh.
It's General Grievous, and it looks like he's bringing company.
Separatist traitors.
Grievous is escaping, sir.
I've lost the trace. Blast. I'll inform the Wookiees. There's nothing to be done now. Disregard and focus on your primary.
Oh, good. These guys again.
Make them work for it, Deltas. They're just a delaying tactic, Deltas.
And a damn good one, I might add.
Stay focused, Deltas. We need to get to the top and blow that ship.
Deltas, there's a Wookiee freight elevator ahead that you can use to express to the top of the tree. The Separatists have been using it to load this tree with droids. Take control of the elevator shaft and use the lift to get up there. Pronto.
The elevator is clear, sir.
Move.
We've made it to the top, sir.
Hop on.
6-2, mounting missile turret.
Ship. Delta Squad, concentrate turbo lasers on target.
Their shields are down, squad. Keep it up.
precision teamwork, Deltas.
And that was nothing like a little precision teamwork.
Lose the chatter, Commandos. What now, sir?
Awaiting further instructions, 40.
Delta Squad, regroup at 3/8 position for exfil.
Boss, I've got a problem here.
Sev, where are you?
Multiple hostile.
Lost his signal, boss.
We'll find it again, damn it. Squad, regroup. We're going after Sev.
Negative 3/8. New orders came through from the Jedi generals. Clear the area. Evac now.
I don't care if they came from Master Yoda himself.
As a matter of fact, they did, soldier. Now get your squad out of there.
Blast our orders! 40?
He's right, boss. We gotta evac.
Sir, we have to go back.
Delta Lead, get your men under control.